Developing news tonight, the Utah County Attorney is calling for Sheriff Mike Smith to resign after the Sheriff's Office asked for tips and encouraged victims to come forward as they investigate ritualistic child sexual abuse and child sex trafficking. The alleged crimes happened over a 20-year period.
Fox 13 News reporter Jenna Bree joins us live tonight from the Utah County Sheriff's Office in Spanish Fork. Jenna.
Bob and Kelly, Utah County Attorney David Leavitt says this case was dismissed more than 10 years ago, before he even took office. He says he's calling for Sheriff Smith's resignation because he says this investigation shouldn't continue. It's a waste of resources. But Smith disputes that and says this case needs to be investigated thoroughly.
I have nothing to hide.
The case spanned 3 separate counties in Utah, which David Leavitt says involved a woman he calls tragically mentally ill and made claims of sex abuse against 15 people. Those allegations, Leavitt says, were found not to be credible, causing the case to be dismissed.
There is no organized ring of abuse. It was debunked more than 10 years ago. It was dismissed by someone not in any respect affiliated with me.
Leavitt says he and his wife were named in those allegations, saying the two were guilty of cannibalizing and murdering young children.
The allegations that are there are so outlandish and so crazy that they're just not true.
Leavitt called for Utah County Sheriff Mike Smith to resign and for disciplinary action for Sergeant Spencer Cannon, accusing the Sheriff's Office of misusing public funds.
I think that this is probably the best way we could use public funds is to investigate child sexual abuse.
Smith says Leavitt's labeling the victims mentally ill is tragic and disturbing.
These are victims of crime who have mustered the courage to come forward. And this is what we call them, is mentally ill, our victims of crime. How dare you?
No less than 20 people contacted the Sheriff's Office since they posted about this crime yesterday.
I believe that Leavitt is using his authority and his pulpit to bully, distract, and mischaracterize the facts of an ongoing investigation.
Sheriff Smith says he will not be resigning, nor will he be disciplining Sergeant Cannon for what he says was just doing his job. Both Smith and Leavitt are up for re-election for their respective positions. Smith says in releasing this information of the investigation, it was not for any sort of political gain. Reporting live in Spanish Fork, Jenna Bree, Fox 13 News, Utah.